Hey everyone, welcome back. If you've been following the last few market updates here, you know we've been talking about the Fed's next move, falling mortgage rates, and how these changes might unlock a surge in refinancing activity. Well, the latest data is in, and it's confirming exactly what we have been predicting. Based on recent reports from the Mortgage Bankers Association and National Mortgage Professional, U.S. mortgage rates have dropped to 6.67% for 30-year fixed. And borrowers, well, they're responding in a big way. Refinance applications have surged 23% in the last week. That's the largest single week gain since April. Now, the refinancing share of all mortgage applications jumped to 46.5%. Now, that is the highest level we've seen since early spring. In adjustable rate mortgages, well, applications spiked 25%, hitting the highest point since 2022 because ARMs are offering a rate advantage over fixed loans right now. And one other important detail, now the average refinance loan size shot up to $366,400. Now that tells us borrowers with larger balances are especially quick to act when rates dip. Now, why are these rates slipping and why now? Well, last week, inflation reports showed prices rising just 2.7% year over year in July. The same thing as in June and slightly lower than economists had expected. That steadiness combined with massive downward revision in recent unemployment data has markets betting heavily on a Fed rate cut at the September 17th meeting. Now, right now, CME FedWatch tool puts the odds of a quarter point cut at 94%. Now, that's up from 85% before the inflation report dropped. Now, as we've discussed before, a Fed rate cut doesn't automatically mean mortgage rates will keep falling. Bond markets, 10-year Treasury yields, and inflation expectations all play a major role in where rates actually land. If inflation heats up again or the bond market reacts differently than expected, well, rates could stall or even bounce back up. Now, on a monthly basis, overall prices rose 0.2% in July. Now, the same in June. Now, core inflation, which strips out food and energy, rose 0.3% for the month and is now up to 3.1% year over year. But the drivers there, well, used cars and trucks, Medicare and shelter costs. Shelter inflation alone is up 3.6% year over year. Homeowners costs are up 4.1% and homeowners insurance premiums have jumped 5.8%. Interestingly, the categories most exposed to tariffs like new vehicles and clothing, well, they have barely moved so far, but that could change because most of the new tariffs didn't take into full effect until August 7th. Well, obviously too late to show up in July numbers. Now, even with these lower rates, the home purchase market is still moving cautiously. Purchase applications were up only 1% last week compared to the week before. And even though they're running at about 17% higher than the same time last year, that tells us that buyers are still hesitant, likely because of affordability challenges, market uncertainty, and the hope that rates might fall further later this year. Now, here's what we'll be watching in the next handful of weeks. We have another inflation report and another job report before the Fed meets in mid-September. Now, if both come in cooler, well, that's likely to lock in a September rate cut and possibly keep mortgage rates on the downward path. If either one of these runs hotter, well, of course, that could cause the markets to rethink things really fast. So here's the takeaway. The refinancing wave that we've been talking about, it is here. Rates have eased. Borrowers, especially those with larger balances, well, they're jumping in a little bit here, and ARM demand is on the rise. But for home buyers, well, the big breakthrough hasn't happened yet. Now, obviously, we're going to be tracking this in real time because the next two economic reports could make all the difference heading into fall. Well, friends, that is going to wrap up this video here. If you found this to be helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more housing market updates, and ring that bell so therefore you don't miss any upcoming reports. And hey, if you're in California thinking about buying or selling, I'm a local real estate agent right here in Irvine. I'll be happy to help you navigate the market, answering your questions, and make sure you're making the best move for your situation. With that said, friends, I appreciate you supporting the channel, and I will see you in the next video.